Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the P-Ave Perspective. I'm your host, Mr. O'Neill. As usual, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, whether you're watching the live stream or whether you're watching the replay on YouTube. I appreciate you taking your time out of your week to spend it with me. Ooh. It's been a tough week. Tough week. How's everybody week going? Hopefully everybody doing good and in good health. Family good, everything. But let's jump into this week's episode, if you will. And this week's episode title is Breaking the Chains, Challenging the Beliefs that Keep Us Underprivileged. Hey, as usual, all of these topics mean something to me. And all these topics are really personal in a sense because I get the ideas from my people and communicating and conversing with my people. And this one is crazy because I'm always, talking with my people, discussing problems, discussing solutions. And one of the main things I like to discuss with my people is why are we in the current situations that we're in? And when I mean underprivileged, it basically means stuck in the hood. Stuck in the hood mindset, stuck in, just hood. Whether it's the way we act and conduct ourselves, whether it's our financial situation. And one of the main things that I recognize that keeps us in the current situations that we're in is our mindset. We do not understand how much our mindset plays into keeping us locked in the current situations that we're in. And if we ever truly hope to better ourselves, better our situations, and like as we like to say now, so many of us like to say, build generational wealth or live in our purpose or just basic growth and development. If we really truly hope to ever grow and develop into the people that we were meant to be, we have to change our mindset. Our mindset, in a lot of cases, in mostly all cases, is the reason that keeps us underprivileged. So, like I said, through all the talks I've had, that is the main issue I see with us. And like the ghetto boys used to say back in the days, man, a lot of us, our mind playing tricks on us. And if we don't get our mindset right, we can't hope to grow and develop. We can never hope to truly come out of the hole, as we speak, or get out of the hood. You know what I'm saying? And like I remember people used to brag and say you can take the out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the. And that's why we can never grow and elevate. Because like I said, the mindset that the hood breeds is a survival mindset. And that mindset is not conducive to real growth and development. And I want to discuss today some of the things that a lot of us believe is the problem for us being where we at, and really, you know what I'm saying, dispel the myth, so to speak. And one of the main things that I hear that we use as an excuse for being in our situation and not getting out of our situation is, number one, that the system is rigged against us, or the system is holding us back. No matter how many people I talk to, people, we still taking it back to slavery and talking about how our people are like, and really we say us. Well, we were enslaved, and they had us in slavery, and the stuff that we went through in slavery and all of that. And like I tell people all the time, I didn't go through slavery. I don't know anybody that did. So I catch a lot of flack for that, you know what I'm saying? Because people say, the mind, like, no, I don't have a slave mentality. I don't have a slave mentality. I developed my, you know what I'm saying, negative mentality, or my survival mentality. It didn't come from slavery. It came from the circumstances that I went through, being in the hood, personally. And everybody goes through different things. Everybody's experiences are different. But my personal mindset, and really the mindset of other people I know, was developed in our hoods, in our communities, within our families. And we've been taught that, true enough. We were taught that by our mothers. We were taught that by our grandmothers. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we understand that we were misled and we were miseducated. So that one thing, like I said, that we so ready to do is all the system, and the system is system. Let me say this. Yes, there is systematic racism. We know that. Yes, there are specific black laws or whatever that are designed to hinder us. But if the system was truly holding us back, would we have as many successful black people as we have today that came from the hood, just like we did? We have, I don't want to mention names, like I said, I don't want to mention, but we have black people who came from the hood, who came from the projects, who made their way up through, whether it was the sports industry, the entertainment industry, or whatever it is, business industry, that have become successful in their own right. I know personally, like I said, I'll probably discussed before, I know someone personally who came from the same hood I came from, which is South Dallas, Texas, had it harder than me because he didn't have his mother. I really don't know what happened, but he was raised by his grandmother. And that guy overcame so many obstacles to become one of the top people at Ford Motor Company. And I won't mention his name, but I'm seriously trying to get him on. When I start doing interviews and interviewing people, I'm seriously trying to get him to come on and really tell his story, because I know it inspires a lot of people. But we have countless examples of people who have overcame an underprivileged life to become successful, to become prosperous, to achieve their purpose. And they did it through the system, the same system that we claim is holding us back. The real key to the system, man, is understanding the system, and that's where we fail at. That's where we fail at, because what we don't understand, we usually try to discredit. And that's what it is. And just like the successful people, you know what I'm saying, who came from where we come from, it irks me as a man to hear other men, other black women discredit the grind and the effort that it took for those people to overcome their obstacles and achieve success. I hate that, man. And like y'all know what I'm talking about, because as soon as you start talking about people's success, we start discussing the Illuminati, how they sold out, how they had to sacrifice somebody in order to get where they needed to get, and all of that. Let me say this, man. To the people who do that, number one, you have no real proof of Illuminati or anything. You have no real proof of that. So it's just an excuse. And what I've come to understand is the people that make excuses for other people's success are only covering up for their lack of success. That's what I truly believe. The people who truly can't give people their cards or give people their props or give people their flowers for the success they achieve, those are people that have personal issues. And those are the people who don't take responsibility for the fact that their mindset and their actions are the reason why they are still in the current situation. And that person who got out of it, it was their mindset and their hustle that got them out of it. So to keep from, you know what I'm saying I didn't put my hustle down enough, or my mindset wasn't, you know what I'm saying, proper to do that, it's easy to just discredit the people who did. And I don't like that. I don't like that. And I really, you know what I'm saying, like I said, I'm really pulling away from those people who think like that, because that is the worst type of mindset that we can have. That is the worst type of mindset that we can have. I am in my current situation because of my mindset. I am not rich. I am not successful. I have not achieved my purpose so far in life because of my personal mindset and the choices and decisions that I made based on that mindset. It's simple as that. I don't have anybody to blame. I don't have any excuses. You know what I'm saying? I took the information, the misinformation that I was given, and I made choices and decisions based on that information. Now, like I said, I have somebody who came from what I feel like is a slightly worse situation that I came from. But that mindset and his drive and focus led him to overcome a lot of the obstacles that I chose to deal with. So without acknowledging him and without acknowledging that, it would be easy for me to say, oh, I caught a bad break, or the system is holding me back, or my lack of education, or my lack of, you know what I'm saying, knowing how to deal with the system is the reason for this. No, it's not. It's my mindset and personal choices and decisions. Like I said all the time, man. We are our own worst enemy. Other people don't have to, other races, the system, the carrot, none of that has to even, you know what I'm saying, do anything to hold us back, because we hold ourselves back. We hold ourselves back. And like I say, one of the main reasons that we hold ourselves back, a lot of us are scared of success. A lot of us don't know what success is. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we were taught to hustle. We were taught to, do what we needed to do to survive. I've survived. I survived all of that. And once I survived and I realized the state I was in, I did what I needed to do to get myself out of that environment. A lot of us are more comfortable in that environment and wouldn't even make it in the right environment simply because of the mindset. But for those people who feel like the system is holding us back, it probably is the system within your mind. That is the only system that I feel that is truly holding us back. The system within our mind. So for those people who really want to overcome the current situation, we have to change our mindset, man. We have to change our mindset. That's where it started. And first of all, we have to get out of that survival mindset, man. That survival mindset is what keeps us looking at today and not being able to look forward. And not being able to see ourselves 5 years from now. Or, even think about what we'll be doing 5 years from now. But in order to overcome that, man, we have to switch up our mindset. And one of the main things that we can do to start changing our mindset, man, is trying to see things from a different perspective. We've heard about the glass half empty, glass half full. And let's keep it real. Most of the people in the survival mindset, we have the glass half full mentality, meaning, we don't feel like we have enough. We feel like, we have to get more. We feel like we have to do this, but we don't have the tools. We don't have the tools. And the number one tool is the mindset. We have to change our mindsets. It took forever for me to realize that I was stuck in a survival mindset. I was stuck into the day-to-day of trying to eat or trying to get a bag or, trying to get my paper up. But mentally, I was locked in the hood, man. So everything I did, it was hood. And let's just keep it real. That get rich quick or that get money, now type of mentality, man, that is what's pushing our youngsters to commit crimes, to, do all the negative stuff that we did back in the days, from selling drugs to, women playing men for money, men playing women for money. You know what I'm saying? People trying to get over on people, people trying to hustle people. All of that, man, is the negative mindset. That comes with the negative mindset and the hood mentality. So before we can ever overcome that, like I said, we have to change our mindset, man. We really do. We have to get to the point where we change the way we think. Good evening, good evening, good evening. You better say that shit. Pull yourself away from the negative mindset. Accountability is the key. Proven facts. We are our own worst enemy. Hey, Crab Queen. You said a mouthful. You said a mouthful. And I'm so proud of you. Only if they knew you was the real goon in these streets. And if you can change, there's no excuse. You always been intelligent. Usually, it's the wrong way. Hey, Crab Queen, like, you throwback. You know me, you know what I'm saying, when I was at my worst. You know me when you was at my worst. But at the same time, you also know that when I tell people I have always been loved, even at my worst. Even at my worst, because my mindset wasn't totally gone. My mindset wasn't totally gone. Like, I understood my circumstances and I understood that I had to do what I needed to do to improve my circumstances, but I never lost the fact that we need each other. We need each other, man. This like, true enough, the system did everything it could to destroy us as a people. But we still here. I'm still here. I'm still here. And like, you know what I'm saying, Crowd Queen to know the truth. When it comes to street stuff, I used to be known as a certified goon. And not in the sense of, like a lot of people I see. I wasn't a bully. I didn't take advantage of my people. I didn't cheat my people. I didn't, use my people up. I didn't do none of the stuff that a lot of us feel like we have to do to get ahead. I wasn't conditioned like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I learned to be a man. I learned to be that type of stuff at an early age, really before I moved to the hood. Like I tell people all the time, I was born in Louisiana, back in the days when it was love and it was family, when it was considered country. And I learned what it be to be real, to be nurturing, to be loving, to be caring, and to really, man, build what it meant to be black. Man, I learned to be proud to be black. And moving to the hood, it changed all of that. It changed all of that. And like I said, the drugs, the gang banging, the violence, like I indulged. I indulged. But that's because I didn't know any better. That's the thing about it. Nobody never teaches us to strive for something bigger than the hood. Nobody, know what I'm saying, ever taught a lot of us that the goal was to get out of the hood. You was at your worst, but you always had morals, loved and looked out for your people. Respect, no one of that. You just had them hands protected and made sure black queens felt safe. Man, look, that means a lot coming from you because you haven't been on here a lot, but I talk to a lot of people about that. And like a lot of people can't see that because a lot of people are so messed up and they know what men have did to them and what men have taught them to the point where they really don't take me serious because I see now that you didn't have dudes like that in the hood. You didn't have a lot of dudes like that in the hood. You didn't. And that's crazy because at the time I didn't recognize it. I didn't feel like I was doing nothing major. I really didn't understand that until recently in life that I was such a difference maker during my time, man. I've been told that by a lot of different women, like you wouldn't believe. And it made me realize that's how really I got to my purpose. In knowing my purpose was to do what I could to help my people and get my people back on track and get my people on the road to prosperity. That's how I knew it, man, because so many people, mainly women, have basically come to me and said the same thing that Crowd Queen said and thanked me. And just like I said, I just thought I was doing what I was supposed to be doing as a man. I didn't know that it was so major because so many men were not doing that. So many men were taking the opposite direction of taking advantage of people, of not looking out for people, not protecting, not caring for their kids. And I cared for kids and accepted kids and took care of kids before I even had kids because it was needed. Simply because it was needed. But, man, look here. In order to get ourselves together, man, like I said, we got to get our mindset together. We have to change our mindset. And the one thing to where my mindset, like, true enough, I learned a lot of negativity. I went through a lot of negativity. But the one thing that was instilled in me before anything else was I can do anything I set my mind to. I can do anything I set my mind to. And that's what got me to the point where I realized that my mindset was messed up because I set my mind to success. I started planning and executing my path to success. And along that path, I was hindered, I was discouraged, I was knocked off my square a lot, and I couldn't figure out why. Until I figured out, it's the mindset. It's the mindset. My mindset had me trapped in the hood survival mentality. And I had to really change my mindset. And I'm not gonna lie, that was one of the most positive, most life-changing experiences for me to realize that my mindset was holding me back. Once I realized that, that's when I had to start doing the research on how to change my mindset. And like I said, as a life coach and consultant, that's why I created my coaching course to change my mindset. It takes people through the same steps that I had to take in order to change my mindset and develop a growth mindset, a prosperity mindset, and really get to the point where I really know that nothing can hold me back but myself. No matter what it is, no matter what obstacle I meet, it's up to me to figure out how to overcome the obstacle. Simply, nothing can stop me. Nothing can stop me. But the one thing that the system cannot stop is growth and development, man. Can't stop it. It can't stop it. Because true success, truly, you know what I'm saying, pulling ourselves up out of, you know what I'm saying, the hood and getting ourselves to a prosperous lifestyle, can't stop. But this is what we need to do, though. This is what we need to do. Number one, we need to start working on our mindset. Number two, we need to understand that, yes, the system was designed, and a lot of stuff was put in place to hold us back. One of the main things we put in place was the welfare system. That was one of the main things, like I spoke on before. They used the welfare system to destroy families, to tell women, we'll take care of you and we'll take care of your kids. You don't have to worry about no men. Look at where the welfare system got us at now. A lot of us are trapped, and we don't know how to get out of it because our mindset. Our mindset. But I guarantee you, switch your mindset. Start focusing on different stuff. Number one, focus on financial literacy, man. We have to get our money right. You know what I'm saying? We have to realize the ways, the many ways that like we used to say back in the hood, it's a million ways to make $1 million. It is. So we have to find the positive ways. We have to get away from, the hustle. We have to get away from, the dope. You know what I'm saying? We have to get away from hitting the licks. We have to get away from trying to get the quick stuff, trying to get it right now. You know what I'm saying? And focus on long-term growth and development. Long-term growth and development. Long-term growth and development is financial literacy, learning about money, learning about the system. You know what I'm saying? Entrepreneurship, learning how to start your own and create your own. Because I'm going to tell you like this, as long as you work for somebody else, you can only reach certain heights. But nobody can stop you from starting your own. Nobody can stop you from starting your own. I was the worst. Like I said, like the Crab Queen said, I used to be a goon. I used to be a street dude. I used to be a gangbanger. I used to be a drug dealer. I used to be a lot of things. But when I decided I was going to change my life, I put that behind me and started focusing on positive, how to get it positive so I can keep it, so I can grow it, so I can develop it. And so eventually I could pass it on to my kids for them to take it and grow it and develop it and pass it on to their kids. So that's where we at now. And that's why with my coaching, I coach financial literacy. I coach entrepreneurship. I coach people on the system, learning the system, learning and understanding that voting counts. While people say, oh, voting don't count. Yes, it does. That's how people get laws changed. That's how the LGBT became so big and so respected. Because they organized and they got themselves together and they fought for the rights and to pass the laws that protected and supported them. That's what they did. And a lot of people, I remember, you know what I'm saying, when back in the days when gays and homosexuals and stuff like that wasn't respected. I don't mean any disrespect by the name, and I don't know what the names are right now, but in my time, gays, homosexuals, I remember when they wasn't respected. They were, beat up. They were, gay bashing. There was a such thing back then as gay bashing. You know what I'm saying? But they changed that. They changed that. They organized and helped go into the system and help change the system, you know what I'm saying, when it came to them. To the point where now you go out trying to gay bash, you're getting a hate crime. They're gonna lock you up and they're gonna give you more time, which they should, because I don't know what I'm saying. I've never hated anybody, you know what I'm saying, for their preference and on how they chose to live their life. You know what I'm saying? I've never, hated anybody or disliked anybody because of that. If I don't rock with it, I don't rock with it. But I'll never tell you how to rock and do yours, because you can never tell me how to do mine. And that's just what that is. But another thing that we tell ourselves or we tell each other that's really a lot of bullshit is education won't change anything. Imagine that. Education won't change anything. People tell us, oh, education is this, and education to the point where we've totally discredited education to the point where a lot of our kids don't even take it serious. Do you realize that one of the biggest burdens on this country, what do they call it? Disadvantaged youth, or what was it? I can't think of the name of it right now. But it's basically the children that don't make it through the school system and into the work system, the kids that usually drop out. That is the biggest burden, one of the biggest burdens on this country right now. Because what happens to a kid when they drop out of school? What happens to a child when they drop out of school? Like, if you know the game that we playing right now, there are jobs. The jobs that you used to get, McDonald's and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I ain't been in the job market in a while, but I'm hearing from reliable sources that at this point right now, if you're not enrolled in school or if you haven't graduated, a lot of places aren't even hiring you. A lot of people won't even hire you unless you graduated, unless you currently in school. So, like, think about that. When we say, or, don't put the right amount of focus on education or the right amount, you know what I'm saying, of emphasis on education. Studies show that higher education leads to better job opportunities and higher income. But it's not just about college. I'm talking about trade schools. Like, hell, look online. Do you realize that there are online certification programs, videos online, where you could actually learn a trade from taking an hour or two out of your day to just, watch YouTube videos. Take a certification course. They have free certification courses on there. And I'm going to tell you what it does. Regardless of what, it helps you to develop more skills. And the more skills you have, the more opportunities you have to create more income and to create a better lifestyle for yourself. Really. Really, really, really. So we have to put an emphasis back on education, and we have to start taking education seriously, higher education. And I'm not pushing for people to get in debt and go to college. I'm not pushing for that. I actually, you know what I'm saying, prefer to push people toward trade schools. Like I said, we need more plumbers, we need more electricians, we need more construction workers, we need more mechanics. Because those are the people, you know what I'm saying. I'm going to tell y'all something that I peeped the other day, that I've been peeping. And I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Do you realize, like, we are so messed up as a people to the point where our young people really don't know what real legit money looks like. Like, I was watching some, you know what I'm saying, some young girls the other day in the store. And these were girls, I'd say about, 20 to 25. And these girls were in the store. And they were in the store with a guy, you know what I'm saying, who I know, a youngster about their age, who is really what I call a bum because he don't have nothing going for himself. But he had the name brand pants, he had the J's on, He had the little Gucci belt, you know what I'm saying? Like he was fly. But he was broke. He was fly, but he was broke. But them little girls was impressed. They was impressed, like, oh yeah, look, you know, this is the third. Out of the blue, you know what I'm saying? Another guy comes in. This guy here had to be like in his 30s, you know what I'm saying? Guy oily, looking like he been working on the car all day, you know what I'm saying? And the girl said, giggle, and one of the girls said, ooh, he dirty, he look like a crackhead. But the guy who was dirty, oily, looking like a crackhead, that guy was a certified mechanic. You know what I'm saying? That guy started his little shop at his house, you know what I'm saying? And he'd been working on cars for years. And it amazed me because I'm sitting here thinking, y'all don't know what money look like. Y'all don't know what real money look like. Y'all been brainwashed. Y'all been deceived. That's how I know what I'm saying. That's that dope mentality. That's that dope boy hood mentality. To the point where, like back in the days, you had all of the guys, because they dressed fly, you know, they mama buy them a pair of J's, you know what I'm saying? They was fly as hell, but they was broke as hell. They had no hustle. They had nothing. But like I said, I'm looking at this, you know what I'm saying, dusty guy who hardly, who been making real money on the cars all day, and they looked at that man and said he looked like a crackhead. And that really just let me know, like, we really messed up, man. We really messed up. You know what I'm saying? We really messed up. I got a little dude I deal with, you know what I'm saying, locally as a contractor. I contract worked out to him. This dude, you know what I'm saying, is a plain Jane dude. He don't dress up. You know what I'm saying? He got a little, you know what I'm saying, cash car. You know what I'm saying? It ain't much, but it's paid for. It's not a bill. But I have called this guy to do electric work. I have called this guy to do plumbing work. I have called this guy to do, you know what I'm saying, heating and AC work. On top of carpentry, fixing stuff. I called the guy, the last thing I called him was to replace a water meter. The water meter was broke. Guy came out of it, and it's like, I look at people, and people look at this guy, and they don't take him serious. He don't even register on people's radar. And I'm like, do they not realize, like, with the skills that this guy has, this guy never has, you know what I'm saying, to ask for a job. This guy never has to ask anybody for anything. This guy never has. All he has to do is apply the skills that he's learned over the years, man. And like, the money is unlimited. The only thing limited to him is the hours he get to put in every day. But as a contractor, think about it. Like I said, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm nowhere where I want to be in contractor. But people can tell you, I have put money in other people's pockets. I'm not rich by a long shot. But I put money in other people's pockets. I put other people to work and put money in other people's pockets while I'm chilling. Like right now, I can put somebody to work and make money off of somebody else's labor because of the skills that I learned. So, what's holding you back? What's holding us back? What's really holding us back? Why aren't we progressing? Why aren't we progressing? But like I said, man, we need to get it together. We need to get it together, man. We need to get it together. Another thing that I hear us discuss regularly that I feel that is holding us back is money is the root of all evil. Money is, you know what I'm saying, what you choose to do with it determines if money is good or bad. Not money. That's what I've been saying from the start. It's not like we say the hood. It's not the hood, it's the people. It's not the money. It's what people choose to do with it. It's what people choose to do with it. And we choose to do the wrong shit with it. We choose to live a lie. We choose to try to like the little guy with the Gucci belt and the J's, you know what I'm saying, and all that. We choose to fake it till we make it. We choose to front and look like we got money when we really ain't got shit. That's what it is. But like I said, if you taking money and you building your community, you putting money into your home, you know what I'm saying, putting money, investing your money in educating yourself, investigating, investing your money in, you know, educating your kids, giving your kids a better opportunity. How could it be evil? How could it be evil? I'm gonna tell you now, I put all my money in equipment. I buy cameras, I buy lights, I buy heat presses, I buy microphones, I buy screen print machines, I put all my money into stuff that I can legally flip and make more money. So how can money be evil on that? Now money is evil, you know what I'm saying, when we choose to buy Gucci belts, you know what I'm saying, so we can front for the females. Or money is evil when we choose to, you know, buy weave, you know, to deceive, you know, men. Or, you know, that's where, you know what I'm saying, on the basic level, that's where it gets evil with me. You know what I'm saying? People buying these body shapers to try to deceive men and thinking they 36, 24, 36. That's evil. You know what I'm saying? People, you know what I'm saying, that putting all this weave in their head to hide the fact that, you know what I'm saying, like, that's evil. Evil is what we make it. Money is not evil, man. Start learning the budget, man. Start putting up money. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna use, you know what I'm saying, a perfect example. I know somebody that's close to me. Like I said, I won't say their names. I know somebody that's close to me that was in a situation where they were working. They were working, and just like I said, they fresh out of high school, maybe 19, 20. You know what I'm saying? They working, staying with, you know what I'm saying, a relative, and it's like this person, you know what I'm saying, is working, you know, doing their thing. So think about it. This person is working. This person has to pay where they stay. Let's say $500 a month, every 2 weeks, $250 every 2 weeks. This person has a child. You know what I'm saying? To where they pay a parent $50 every 2 weeks or $50 a week to raise a child. So that's $250 every 2 weeks. Let's just say $500 a month plus $50 a week. Let's just say another $200 a month. That's $700 in bills that this person is working and paying, right? Okay. Now, this person gets an opportunity to where somebody says, hey, I want to help you get on your feet. I want to help you get on your feet. So I want you to come and stay with me, and we're going to help you figure it out. So boom. We already, you know what I'm saying, take care of our rent and bill. We don't need no help with that. So we're not going to tax you for rent. So that's $500 a month that you're going to save. Then, you know what I'm saying, the fact that the baby, you know what I'm saying, is family. Like, I don't knock other people, man, but like me personally, like, think about it. Unless it's some drastic situations, unless your child is bad as hell and, you know, it got some more stuff going on, I just wouldn't feel comfortable charging somebody to keep my grandchild. I just couldn't. That's like charging you money to give me an opportunity to kick it and get to know my grandchild. Like, nah, you can leave them here and you can leave. You like they good. They'll be good. I'll make sure they good. But think about this. So by moving from one situation to the next, you actually save $600, $700 a month. Think about it. So now you get on your feet. Now, what would happen if you check back in with that person and you tell her, okay, look, you're working now, you need to start saving your money, you know what I'm saying, this, that, third. Imagine going back to talk to this person, you know, 3 or 4 months later, and you say, hey, have you been saving your money? And that person says no. I ain't been saving. Like, why not? You know, like, I don't know, like, I haven't been, you know what I'm saying, having any money to save or this or the third. You got to, then you break it down. You say, hold up, you don't have no money to save. Like, okay, look, were you making more then, or are you making more now? I'm making more now. So you making more now, but you don't have anything to save. You can't save nothing. Like, nah, like, why not? No, because I be having stuff to do. Like, okay, hold up, let me back up. How much were you paying for rent before? And you made less, right? Yeah, I made. Okay, how much were you paying rent before? I was paying $500 a month. How much in daycare? $200 a month. Do you pay rent now? No. So you saving $500 a month. You don't have to pay in rent. Are you paying child care? No. So you saving $200 a month. So how can you not save? And it's like when I broke this down to him, he looked at me like, wow. I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah. Why? Because we so content on living check to check. We in survival mode. You know what I'm saying? To the point where I gotta have it right now. I gotta get it right now. I gotta get it right now. And you're not realizing you're $700. You have $700 less bills per month now, and you're making more than you would in, but you can't save nothing. That's a real problem. Because you have to pay your rent faithfully. That's $250 every 2 weeks. So you mean to tell me now that you don't pay $250 every 2 weeks, you can't find anything to say, okay, I'm just going to put this up and not touch it. And just like you said, all it boils down to in a nutshell is a lack of money management. She was never taught how to manage money. She was never taught how to budget. She was never taught how to save. She was never taught how to establish credit. So why wasn't she taught this? Because her parents didn't know it. Why didn't her parents didn't know it? Because her grandparents didn't know it. Why did her grandparents? Hey, it's hood. We don't worry about that. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We are not taught that. We don't get into that because we're in the survival mind frame. The survival mind frame, like I keep telling you, it says, get what you can today. Do what you can today because tomorrow is not promised. So we haven't even been taught to put up for tomorrow because in our mind, tomorrow might never come. Why would I put up for something for tomorrow when I'm not guaranteed to see tomorrow? Do you realize, do you see how that's fucked up? Do you see how fucked up that is? But like, honest and truly, a lot of us deal with that exact thing, that exact mindset that's holding us back. And that's a lack of money knowledge. That's a lack of knowing money, how money operates, how to get money and how to save money. Because it's not about how much money you make. It don't matter. You can make, we see people make millions of dollars and spend millions of dollars and still be broke. It's not about how much you make. It's how much you can put up, how much you can save, how much you can invest toward the future. That's what it's all about. So we need to start thinking, like I said, on learning budgeting, learning saving, learning investing, learning how to build credit. We need to start emphasizing that wealth building is a path to personal power, family power, community power, man. Learning about your money. Money is not the root of all evil, but if you don't know what to do with it, it can be. If you don't know how to, know what I'm saying, utilize it to grow and develop, it can be, and it will be. That's why a lot of us feel like that way, because we don't know what to do with it. But another thing, like I said, one of the worst things, one of the worst mindsets, one of the worst things that we tell ourselves that keep us in our current situation is the fact that we can't work together. And honestly, truly, I was starting to believe that. Because it's the mentality. We can't. A lot of us can't. A lot of us don't have that mentality because it was destroyed. When you don't have shit, when you scrambling and scraping and you don't have shit and you hustling for day to day, that's road shit. That's when you get to the point where you worried about what that person got. You worried about if that person got more than you. You know what I'm saying? You worried about that person trying to come up off of you or get something from you instead of us being able to work together to build and eat together, man. Think about it. Like I said, I'm a contractor. I never had a problem putting money in other people's pockets. Even when I was in the streets, I never had a problem, you know what I'm saying, helping the next man get on his feet. Never had a problem with that. Never felt like him getting on his feet would be competition to me because I'm me, man. I'm confident in me. I never had a problem, you know, giving a person something, loaning a person something. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I didn't look for it back from that person because I know me, I can get it. I can get it. I can honestly help people and not expect them to be able to help me later because I'm good. I can go get it. So, but like I said, I'm one of those believers too, is the mindset. The mindset prevents us from working with each other. The mindset. That's when you get the pocket watching. That's when you get the pocket watches. You know what I'm saying? That you hustle with it like, oh, he made one more sale than I did. Or he made, you know, he got, you know, one more customer than I do. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like he got some, you know, this other little side thing going on and I ain't got nothing going on. We got to get out of the mindset. The mindset, our mindsets prevent us to work together. We can go to McDonald's and work together to make, you know what I'm saying, the owners of McDonald's rich. We can go up in Amazon and work together to make, you know what I'm saying, the owner of Amazon rich. So why we can't, you know what I'm saying, go together, work together, you know what I'm saying, to build our own? The mentality. It's that mentality. We more comfortable, and I ain't, you know what I'm saying, on no racist stuff. But as black people, we are more comfortable working for the white man and making the white man rich. You know what I'm saying? And not watching his pockets. I don't know why. He's a man just like me. Anybody I ever worked for, any company I ever worked for, I'm doing the history on the owner to see what he did to get where he at, you know what I'm saying, to be able to hire me because I'll always trying to figure out how to get where he at so I can hire some people too. We don't do that. We don't do it. We go work, you know what I'm saying, for white people forever. You know what I'm saying? And like he paying us a little $15, $20 an hour. We not never asking, okay, well if he paying us $15 an hour, how much is he making? But I had them problems when I get to working with my brothers and I be trying to hire my brothers. And I say, hey man, how much you do this job for me? Well, how 200 sound? Oh, that's good. You know what I'm saying? This is the third, you know what I'm saying? But then how much you making out for me? What do it matter? What do it matter? Because you've been taught to hate people like you. You've been taught to compete with the people that look like you. You've been taught that that person, you know what I'm saying, is a threat, or that person, you know what I'm saying, is a challenge, or that person is a op or opposition. You know what I'm saying? Based on what they look at. Why are our options black? Why black people, you know what I'm saying? Ask the average black person, you know what I'm saying, who they are. Why are their options black? I don't have black ops. Because nobody, you know what I'm saying, is in opposition. Nobody can oppose me being me, man. Nobody can oppose me starting my business and doing what I need to do, man. Nobody, you know what I'm saying, can hinder that. You know what I'm saying? So I look at, you know what I'm saying, ops as opportunity to work together, man, and to build together and to grow together, man, and to execute. That's what I look at it as. So why is it that we can't work together? Like I said, look at the LGBT. They just, you know what I'm saying, united their whole movement. United the L's, the G's, the B's, the T's, the Q's, all under one motherfucking umbrella. Because all of them had similar goals. All of them had similar things that they wanted to accomplish for themselves, for their lifestyle, for future generations, for their families. And they came together, they organized, they came up with a plan, and they executed. So why we can't work together? Why do people feel like we can't work together? Why do women today feel like a man is not interested in working with them unless he's interested in getting in their drawers or getting under their dress or getting over on them? Why? Because of the mentality. Because of the mentality. That's why. That's why, you know what I'm saying, when I approach women, you know what I'm saying, about partnering with them with something, it messes up their head. It don't register. Then it's like, well, why? Or is he trying to get over? Or is he scamming? Is he? No. I feel that your skills and talent matched with my skills and talent can be utilized to build something and grow something that we both can benefit from. Why can't you see it? Why can't you see it? Your mentality. Your mentality. So we got to get out of the mind state, man. We got to get out of the mind state. We got to start coming together. We got to start changing our mind state, and we got to start, you know what I'm saying, executing. So what we need to do, you know what I'm saying? We need to start, number one, the one thing I'm going to do, you know what I'm saying, in the upcoming months, I'm going to start I don't know if it'll be weekly or monthly group meeting. Because before we can do anything, we have to have real conversations. That's part of why I do this show. I discuss this real stuff because I hope to have a breakthrough with some people to realize, dang, man, I need to work on my mindset. If I can, you know what I'm saying, influence one person to pop that light bulb on and well, wow, I need to change my mindset. And take the first step toward doing it, I win, man. This show is a success. If one person gets it. This show is a success, man. This show is a success because, like I said, I discuss my views and opinions because I want to find like-minded individuals. And as I build and as I grow, I'm going to start a meeting, either weekly or monthly, to where we just come in, man, to the point where we openly discuss the issues that we have. So hopefully we can start the process of changing the mindset and getting our mindset right and understanding that we are not enemies. We are not enemies. And if we don't realize that soon and change that mentality, we'll be destroyed. Do you realize, like, as of right now, as a whole in the black community, like, we are destined to be poor, broke, and disgusted forever based on our mindset. Look at our kids. Look at the majority of our kids. What have we taught them? Where is their mindset right now? It's in the same where ours was, you know what I'm saying, in the 90s and the 2000s. It's the same place. We feel like we're in competition with each other. So think about it, just like they say. Say, for instance, you know what I'm saying, they decided, the rest of the world, white people and everything, decided they were going to cut us off. They wasn't going to sell us no more merchandise. They wasn't going to sell us, you know what I'm saying, none of the stuff that they control that we need. What would we be then? Would your kids know how to come together, you know what I'm saying, to work together, to learn to farm, to grow, to food, to feed themselves? No. Because they ops. A lot of us can't even go to the same schools with black people because we ops. We fighting, we beefing, we killing. So think about it. Like I said, the powers that be, the system, they control us because of our mentality. That's why we worried about now the tariffs and the taxes and everything and all of it. Like, I just do nothing but start growing more vegetables. You know what I'm saying? The more I can grow, the more I can, and like I said, I've been reaching out to people. I've been putting it out there. Hey, if you in the Shreveport area and you want to start a garden and you don't know how or you need the help, let me know. We can partner on it. It ain't gonna cost you nothing but what we grow. I'll invest whether it's seeds, I'll invest whether it's hands-on work, I'll invest in that partnership. Let's get together and lease us an acre. Let's get together and lease us an acre. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be more toward helping us in the long run than worried about what they doing with these taxes or complaining or crying and whining. You know what I'm saying? And like it's the mindset. We have to change the mindset. Let me see what I got. Ooh, I done went over. Hey, my apologies. I went over. But let's get it together, man. Let me touch on this too. Another thing is that we believe that keep us in this situation is that we good. Let me say this, man. And this is just a guesstimate to me and the people that I deal with in my life, that I've dealt with over the years. I believe that at least 90% of us are suffering from some type of mental illness based on the circumstances we were raised in, based on things that have happened to us over the course of our life, whether it was abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse. I feel like at least 90% of us are suffering some type of mental issue dealing with that. And that affects our mentality. We not right. A lot of us are running around here putting on makeup, putting on hair, covering, you know what I'm saying, making our body look good, but our insides are dark. Our insides are dead based on unresolved trauma, unresolved issues. And we are never going to be right until we acknowledge that and get the help we need to overcome that. For real. When we heal, we're able to make better decisions for ourselves and our families and our communities. And until we do that, we're not going to be right. We're not going to be right. So we need to focus on mental health, you know what I'm saying, therapy, community support groups, you know what I'm saying? And we need to start having open conversations, man. A lot of us are hurt. A lot of us are damaged. A lot of us, you know what I'm saying, are not in the right mindset. And that's holding us back. With the wrong mindset, we can never hope to truly overcome our obstacles, develop, and grow into the people that we were meant to be. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, man. So, I respect hood, but I don't want to be hood, man. I don't want to be hood. Because hood is holding us back. Hood is not growth and development. Another thing I want to touch on, that mindset that holds us back, is voting don't count, man. That's like one of the worst things, lies that we tell ourselves. Voting don't count. Again, I'm running short on time, but look at the LGBT community, man, and look at the laws that they have got passed to support them and their movement. And tell me it don't work. Tell me it don't work, man. And then tell me, jump in the chat and tell me, how can we overcome it? How can we overcome that mindset? How can we overcome that mindset? And like I said, all of this stuff I'm discussing solutions. We'll be discussing all of this stuff on future shows. But I just wanted to touch on the fact that this is the stuff that's holding us back and preventing us from growing to become the people that we were meant to be, man. These are the things that are preventing us from growing to become the people, the neighborhoods, and the communities that we were meant to be, man. And if we are truly about success, if we are truly about growing as a black people, if we are truly committed to taking our rightful place as kings and queens in our society, we have to change our mindset, man. It don't work. But family, it's time to break the chains. It's time to break the chains. It's time to break the chains of these limiting beliefs. Change starts with us, our mindsets, our actions, and our unity. If you're ready to shift your mindset and take the first step toward prosperity, tap in with me at IamTobyO'Neal.com. Tap in with me. Hit me up for a free consultation. Sign up for the free consultation. And let's make it happen. Let's make it happen, man. But it's past time. I'm overran my little hour, man. So I'm going to wrap it up. But I want to say thank you to Miss Alicia for tuning in as usual. I want to thank you so much to Craft Queen. You know what I'm saying? You came and you injected a little history into the chat. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for tuning in. But again, man, like, y'all stay tuned, man, because I have a lot of stuff coming. Like I said, I'm only one person. But if you feel that you want to be a part of the movement, feel that you want to be a part of the prosperity movement, and you want to assist me with helping making this shit happen, like, tap in with me. Tap in with me. I'm always looking to partner with positive people. If you feel like you have a positive message to bring to the show, tap in with me. Tap in with me. I'm working on, you know what I'm saying, another platform now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to test it within the next week or so. You know, that will allow me to reach more people. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at a new platform that will allow me to stream on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Probably a couple of other sources. And like I said, I'm really getting ready to the point where I feel like we building up enough viewers, you know what I'm saying, to start getting into, you know, bringing on guests and stuff. And like I tell y'all before, I don't want to bring in guests and nobody hear them. That's why I'm trying to build up first on my own, because once I start bringing in people, I want to make sure as many people get to hear what those people have to say as possible, man. But like I said, man, I'm going to let y'all go. Thank y'all for tuning in this week to this episode of the P-Ave Perspective. Whether you're watching the live stream or whether you're watching the replay on YouTube, check my YouTube channel out if you missed any episodes, or share this episode. Share this episode. If you feel like it was something valuable, or if you got something valuable out of this episode, please share it with somebody else that you feel like might need it. You know, tune in, subscribe, you know what I'm saying, to the page. Again, man, I thank y'all. I thank y'all for just taking this time out to listen, man, because that starts the conversation, being able to listen. But again, man, I'm your host, Mr. O'Neal, with the P-Ave Perspective. And I'll see y'all next week, man, Lord willing. Y'all be blessed.